You could have taken it. James God! No rules!
Hey friends, you did it! You've made it! This is our official last question of our series, Asking for a Friend. The series where sometimes our questions are so hard that you don't even have answers. Tonight's question is a really hard one. It's the last one, so we had to send off our series with a bang. It's not one of those like, is life even real or is this just a simulation kind of hard, weird question, but it still might seem unimportant because it's so hard. It might seem impossible even. It might feel like we're just talking so that we can talk theology and there's no point to it. But hard questions like this are important for us to ask, and while we may not have a solid resolution at the end, it does force us to think about God's character. Practicing this will draw us closer and allow us to worship Him more fully. See, the more we know God, the better and more fully we can worship Him. And it's important that we approach tonight's question and others like it as such. This practice is to understand God and worship Him, not simply to get smarter or figure out the universe. Talking endless theory and philosophy can end in knowledge-based faith. But we think deeply not to fill ourselves up or puff up our ego, but so that we can enjoy God to a deeper extent. So tonight's question we're asking, rather, our friend is asking, if God is all-powerful and hates sin, why doesn't He just wipe it out? This question has so many layers to it that each comes with their own questions. What was God's initial intention for creation? How did sin even enter the world? If God wiped out sin, would that wipe out everything affected or entangled in it too, i.e., us? It seems like a logical thing for God to do. If He can't be in the presence of sin because of how perfect He is, why not just reverse sin? Or just start over? But it's only logical when you think about one aspect of God's character. What about the other parts of His character? What else do we know about God? Or what else does the Bible tell us about who He is? And how would that speak to this question? Tonight, as we answer this last question, since the whole point of asking these hard questions is to learn about God and His character, let's do just that. What are all the things we know about His character? What does the way He interacts with His people say about Him? What do we know about the character of the Trinity? How would the Trinity's character speak to these questions of wiping out sin? What would God wiping out all sin say about His character? Have fun with this last question from a friend. If God is all-powerful and hates sin, why doesn't He just wipe it out?